Lamp hangs low like a moon in chains. Dust rides halos over wood grain veins. I pull out the chair that remembers my weight, lay down a ledger and a patient fate. Trumpet far off, rain near the panes. Tonight we dine with a table of names. Old cold secrets a church won't keep, grooves like scars where the vows ran deep. There's coffee rings shaped like unclosed loops, cigarette constellations of old truths. Some names shine like a clean brass rail, some look back with a county jail pale. I trace with a finger the ones who stayed, the ones who folded, the debts I paid. A city is made of the hands that lift, a mercy in pockets, a careful drift. I didn't build empires with a marching band, I built them slow with a quieter hand. The bass underfoot hums low and claims, power remembers at the table of names. Count to 4 before you speak, let the snare ride low on cheek. Ink may fade and ash may stain, but a kept old never leaves the grain. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names. Here's Angelo, steady as winter steel, never took more than a man could feel. Here's Rosa the saint with a gambler's eye, saved 3 boys and refused the sky. Here's Vito who lied like a choir boy's hymn, sweet on the tongue with a knife in the rim. I bought him grace on a Sunday night, sold him the truth when he asked for light. And here's a blank where a friend should be, the ghost of a promise that outlived me. Some names I whisper so they don't wake pain, some I pronounce like a gentle rain. If legacy's a ledger nobody owns, we're all signatures on borrowed bones. The organ breathes softly like old remains. I turn a page at the table of names. Count to 4, keep shoulders square, let memories sit in the head of the chair. A king is a clerk when the night explains, all power kneels at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on the table of names. A waitress turned widow writes notes in the margin, small clean letters like a private pardon. She circles a day when the docks went dark, when sirens learned a funeral's large. I fold a bill under her sorrow's plate, not to erase, just to mediate. A soldier I raised from a street with no father, left his rage here and grew up farther. He learned that thunder is easy to sell, but quiet keeps a city well. Another page, ink bleeds like wine, where loyalty tilted on a crooked line. I forgave once where twice would kill. I held the door when mercy stood still. No angels here, no perfect claims, just men tuned low at the table of names. Count to 4, give grief a chair, let brass sigh soft in the open air. If truth is heavy, don't shift the frame, hold steady now at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory remains, we rest the weight on a table of names. Bring me the ink that outlasts rain, bring me the hands that ease the stain, bring me the night I should have stayed, bring me the bill I never paid, bring me the doors I closed too soon, bring me the favors I called a boon. Let the guitar bend like a vow that bends, let the organ count our better ends. If legacy's a candle that knows our shame, we hold the flame at the table of names. Ride slow, breathe through, say less, pay due. A traitor returns as a father of two, holds out a hand like a debt that grew. He asks for word, not a pardon's kiss. I give him roots where the edges miss, not mercy blind, not judgment wild. A safer street for a safer child. A widow brings roses for the men who fell, says nothing, her silence rings the bell. The room takes note like a notary sky, even the shadows forget to lie. I learned to bless without losing the blade, to ask of the storm what calmness paid. I sign 3 lines and refuse 1 war, approve 1 truce and forgive 1 score. The pen feels warm in a colder air. Some laws you keep just because you can. Count to 4, let the pages rest. Lay your ear on the table's chest. If the past still beats and the present aims, we pause together at the table of names. Raise a glass to the table of names, to brothers of light and sisters of flames, to the ones who ran and the ones who came, to the lost and the loyal who bled the same. If crowns are heavy and glory maims, we rest the weight on a table of names. Low light, low words, long shadow on the wall. Whiskey swims slow in the glass, like a moon that won't fall. Door creaks once, and silence takes a room. Power walks in quiet shoes and rearranges doom. I nod at the band, let the snare breathe deep, let the bass count money while the city falls asleep. I don't beg and not for favor, I already own the town. You can hear it in the hush, the smoke holds a crown. Silk tie, gunmetal cufflinks, ash on the sleeve, cards on the table and a trick of the week. Deal stitched in whispers sewn under the den, every promise like a razor tucked under the skin. They talk fast, I talk less, silence does the work while the others confess. Neon bleeds red through the blind stained veins, outside rain writes my many sun names. I keep the ledger like a rosary of sins, click of the zipper where forgiveness begins. Slow guitar bends like a threat you don't see, and the room leans forward to breathe with me. I don't gamble what I can take by grace. A smile is a lockpick on an iron face. They bargain with fear, I bargain with time. The clock is a witness that belongs to my mind. I call my initials in the hours last born. When the saxophone weeps, I'm already home. Cold hands, warm heart, all this come due. Every oath is a blade, watch how it moves. If you can't hold steady when the city goes dark, you'll never learn to light a fire with a spark. I don't raise my voice to make thunder sound. I let the hush shake underground. In a room full of kings, I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow. I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers. When I look around, no saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. I've seen men drown with a corn in their mouth, swallowed by the river they wanted to drown. Heard prayers get pawned for a bottle and a lie. Watched angels fold wings when the price got high. But me, I learned patience from a trigger that never had to pull. A lesson in restraint from a cup never full. The devil rents rooms on the 7th floor. I sell them quiet and I lock the door. There's a woman with eyes like a witness stand. She reads my past like a smudge on her hand. Says, baby, what breaks you makes the band. I kiss her pulse and I let time land. Street lights blink like a Morse code plea, but mercy's a ledger with limited seat. I don't forgive quick, I forgive once. Write it in ink where the paper won't flinch. If loyalty's a chain, I'm the link they trust. If betrayal's a wind, I'm the weight in the dust. Cold hands, warm heart, keep you breathing slow. Make the room come closer while you barely move. If you can't make silence do what you choose, you'll never teach thunder how to sing the blues on. I don't raise my voice to make thunder sound. I let the hush shake walls from the underground. In a room full of kings, I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow. I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers. When I look around, no saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. In a pocket, ghosts in a hall, names etched faint on the ledger scrawl. I own what I carry, and I carry very light. Just a blade made of patience and a map of the night. Man with loud hands, crave a riot's cheer. I buy the silence and I sell them fear. My enemies write letters with invisible ink. By morning they discover what I made them think. I never run, roads run to me. I never beg doors, beg to be free. The piano tells the truth in a minor prayer, while the trumpet signs a treaty with the air. I'm not looking for heaven in a sinner's town. I'm building cathedrals where the lights go down. I tie it to the moment, not to the crowd. And the angels, if they listen, keep their heads bowed. Cold hands, warm heart, count to 4. Let the bass be a judge and the snare be the law. If the night is a jury and the dawn is a door, you leave with the verdict that you came here for. I don't raise my voice to make thunder sound. I let the hush shake walls from the underground. In a room full of kings, I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow. I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers. When I look around, no saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. Shut, city exhales slow. Rain rubs a neon till the letters glow. I leave a tip for the night on a silver tray. Spend it on silence, I hear myself say. Band fades out, last note settles down. So out on my knees I kiss you, it's the crown. Velvet on the bow, lipstick on the rim. Glass makes a halo where the low lights dim. Laughter in the doorway fades like a bribe, or hush signs, papers that a shout can't write. I don't hurry destiny, I make it right. Slow as a serpent that knows it's alive. Snap of a match, river of smoke. Every oath in the room remembers how I spoke. If temptation is a weapon, I call it mine. Honey on the edge with an iron spine. He stepped like a verdict, gold at her throat. A comma in the sentence only kings can quote. I said danger, mouth said prove. Hip like a metronome telling the groove. She drew her heart in the fog of my glass and smudged it clean with the back of her laugh. Baby, she said, what buys you calm? Time, I said, in the feel of my palm. I count by silences, tax them like rain, stack them like bills in a patient man's brain. The piano confessed in D minor size, while the horn bargained daylight from night's disguise. She touched the cufflinks, silver and cold, found a reflection in the story I told. Don't reach for my pulse if you don't know the deal. I'm soft to the touch, but the softness is steel. Her smile drew blood without leaving a mark. I signed with a nod and she lit the dark. If desire is a ledger, then here's the figure. Every sweet nothing is a velvet trigger. Breathe slow, let the room lean in. Sugar on a tongue, gun under the grin. Call it love, call it ransom, call it art. Every gentle touch is a blade with a heart. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling figure, one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Back room quiet hums through the vents. Brass like incense, sins like sense. The dealer blinked twice, the waiter looked away. Somewhere a rumor forgot what to say. She traced the map of the scars I don't show. Named every street by the secrets I know. Where does it hurt? She asked with a grin. In the places I win, I said and win again. Her perfume wrote scripture on a leather banquet. A gospel of wagers I don't regret. I've learned to forgive what I never allowed. I've learned to be quiet when quiet is loud. She put her hand where a holster might be. Found only patience and keys to the sea. Is it love or a lesson? She breathed near my ear. It's whatever survives after smoke and fear. The band bent notes till the ceiling curved, and time like a valet waited and served. If mercy is a currency, I'm a careful giver. I tip the night with my velvet trigger. I learned restraint from a loaded dawn. From a door I could open but chose to yawn. From a rival who guessed and a friend who knew that patience is cheaper than cleaning the room. The city keeps secrets in the teeth of the rain and writes their initials on subway stains. She asked for a truth I never recite, so I gave her a silence tune just right. Promise me something you can't rescind, alright. I said I won't pretend. If a crown must weigh, I'll let it weigh. If a love must cost, I'll gladly pay. Her laugh walked barefoot across my nerves. Balanced a blade on the curve that curves. Steady now, let the strings draw near. Make the bass confess what the brave won't hear. Paint the silence black, edge it in silver. Kiss like a verdict from a velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fade with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Breathe through the fuse, don't rush the fire. Let restraint be the choir's choir. When the night leans in like a careful giver, sign with a kiss from the velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fate with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make man shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Velvet trigger. Lights thin out till there's barely a thread. The door takes a bow like it's paying its debt. I leave 2 bills and a promise to deliver. To left as clown low, the light squad river. And a fitty bitty SR bus waist grando. You level to an home. Exist test. A velvet trigger. Trigger. Oh, velvet trigger. Deep minor dawn on a water skin. Miss writes cursive where banks begin. Gravel listen, reeds lean slow. Piano of droplets counting go. I touch the rail and feel time run. This river moves but forgets no one. I've walked beside this faithful vein, through winter glass and summer rain. It kept my secret, learned my stride, filed my anger, gentle pride. I threw a stone when I was young, a vow that bent a stubborn tongue. The circles widened, found there's some there singing still the river's drum. I thought I left those echoes then, but water keeps what shapes a man. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long clear guide. If memory begs for a brighter gun, point to the current. It forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we called and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Folds a letter thin and drops it in like a trusted hymn. Fence still holds her script confessed. The water tucks it to its chest. 2 kids throw sticks and count to 4. Each choice chooses its farther shore. They cheer for the one that learns to bend. They watch watch the stubborn sinking in. I nod like maps that finally know you move by yielding more than gold. What couldn't listen came undone, but mercy swam. It drowned no one. Breathe on forward, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a hurried tongue, set it to water. It forgives no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. I kept a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. I read them here and tear them slow, like petals training grief to grow. The pages drift in softened bits, become a school of tender wits. A carp turns once, a heron bows. The river signs the gentler vows. It doesn't lift me out of pain, it teaches names for honest rain. I learned to stand where truths are spun, not to be spotless, just become. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for a borrowed gun, show it these banks, they shoot no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river forgets no one. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let finger pick guitar bend once, then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon sun, feed it bread by the river's run. Because power without kindness is only one. And rivers keep the ledger, they forget no one. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. Across the bend, a factory wall, rust and ivy equal draw. The river eats the iron's pride, turns red to brown, then lets it slide. Even the worst it learns to lift, not to pretend but give it drift. A bottle note inside my hand, a boy's small script, a future plan. I'll learn to fix, I'll learn to stay. I'll make the doors behave this way. I seal it back and trust the run. Some other shore will meet that sun. Hold that 4, let rim click, pray. Let mercy sign the day. If history asks what we've become, point at the water. It forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. It smooths the names we carved and leaves them in their place. No judgment in its running, no scoreboard in its run. It holds the world in motion. The river, it forgets no one. The river forgets no one. It carries, doesn't erase. Write it in reeds and walking stones, in bridges strong and humbler homes. No brightest crown, no loud enthroned, just breathing bread and labor grown. If I am gone and daylight runs, remember how the water hung. Tailor's chalk like moonlight on coal, tape around my ribs, measuring toe. Silk takes breath, buttons take bone. Mirror keeps secrets, I won't atone. Horn sighs low, piano writes ash. Bass counts debts I refuse to stash. I smile like a verdict stitched within. Step into evening in a suit made of sin. I flow like a river where whispers swim. Cufflinks clink soft like a chapel hymn. I press my past till the creases obey. Steamed out the tremor, taught doubt to stay. Every pocket holds a quiet law. Every seam knows what mercy saw. I don't wear thunder, I am the storm, laid to rest in a measured form. There's perfume in the hall that remembers a war. Footsteps that know what forgiveness is for. I walk through rooms that lean to hear. Watch courage slow, dance with fear. This isn't gold, it's a tailored debt, threaded with names I won't forget. If elegance is armor, I'm armor thin, but the cut is perfect on a suit made of sin. Count to 4, keep breath inside. Hide the bruise where the pearls reside. If truth must show, let the lights go dim. I'll say it's softer in a suit made of sin. That I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. A tailor once told me, stand like you swear. I learned to vow with the weight I wear. Wool takes shape like a patient lie. Shape it too long and the truth runs dry. There's a woman whose eyes unbutton the night. She knows a zipper between wrong and right. She says, does that fabric forgive your hands? I say it forgives nothing, only understands. I pocketed rage like a folded tie. Took it out seldom, let most go by. The city keeps track with a ledger of seams. Invoices printed in unlit dreams. I sign with a nod, I pay with a glance. I dance with danger in a lawful stance. You think it's glamour, but look again. It's discipline draped in a suit made of sin. Count to 4, let the snare draw near. Teach your pulse to disappear. If sorrow asks where I've been, tell it measure in a suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that I won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Tailor's chalk traced the cost of pride, marked where the boy in me went to hide. Pin the shoulders built from nights when I held back flames and turned off lights. Hem the memories to ankle length so I don't trip over borrowed strength. Press the crease into second chances so they fall sharp in slow romance. There's a press on thin beneath the chest for names I couldn't keep at rest. I carry their echoes like hidden thread. Pull too hard, it breaks instead. So I tug with care, I wear with grace. I let the stitch hold time and place. If virtue's velvet and vice is skin, I'm somewhere honest in a suit made of sin. Count to 4, let the brass confess. Breathe through linen, admit the mess. When judgment knocks, don't let it in. Make it wait outside my suit made of sin. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that I won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Bring me the boat I couldn't afford, cloth of regret that the past has stored. Bring me the thimble that saved my hands when rage tore holes in gentler plans. Bring me the needle that mends with time, thread it with mercy, stitch it in rhyme. If power's a pattern cut on bone, let tailors of patience mark it alone. I'll base my fury in unpicked pain, press it flat with a midnight rain. And if the fit has blood to win, I'll bleed discreetly through a suit made of sin. No applause, no brighter gin, just breath and cloth and the man within. I wear my quiet like a crown that burns, fit by the lessons no saint returns. If grace is a fabric that I won't give in, I stitch my name in a suit made of sin. No thunder needed, no borrowed grin. I rule the room in a suit made of sin. When love wants proof and fate wants skin, I pay in silence with a suit made of sin. Write it in brass, write it all screwed. I could unlearn Rome in a suit made of sin. I picked my spot at a rousing beat, all the bum dark up in a suit made of sin. D minor dawn inside a quiet frame. Steam writes cursive on the window pane. Chair takes breath, floor keeps time. Kettle hums a single line. I touch the knob, the brass the same. Even if I go, the room still knows my name. I left my thunder on the porch swing rail, hung up proof like a retired tale. Kept only tools that mend and stay, an oiled hinge, a lighter day. There's sawdust in the afternoon, a stray blue nail like a small old moon. Every corner keeps a gentler aim to hold a man not his fame. I've spoken softer than I came, and when I leave, the room will say my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks like a neon claim, smile once and let the room say your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. The sink remembers how I prayed, not with words but cups I made. Porcelain, patience, soap and dawn, rinsing the iron from what I'd worn. The table bears a kinder scar, where bread was split and peace sat down. A letter folded near the jar, your hinge holds well, we keep it sound. The clock leans back, decides to stay. Time walks barefoot through the day. I stand more still than when I came in here. The room, it peered my name. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns for a final game, pour tea, let the room say your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. A coat on the hook with a quiet wrist, lined with apologies I almost missed. I pull it close, it warms the bone, a map to places I've outgrown. I listen for the houses I've repaired, porches breathe and hinges spared, chairs that learn to softer ground, doors that open, voices round. The neighborhood hums a gentle claim, we recognize each other's names. But if I drift beyond this street, the floorboards keep my measured feet. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for brighter blame, turn down the lamp, let the room speak your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. Bring me the locks I forced for show, I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll say them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let guitar bend once then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants one last acclaim, point at the chair that knows my name. say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A widow's thank you on the sill, 3 words steady as a hill. Fence still stands, that's all she wrote, enough to keep a man afloat. 2 kids outside rehearse their breaks, argue stars and second takes. Their mother laughs, the street agrees, light rides patient on the trees. I learned to vanish from the stage, to leave a quieter, useful page. So when I go beyond this frame, the broom remembers how I came. Hold that 4-letter rim, click pray, let mercy sign the day. Organ hums low like a hallway prayer. Brass holds its breath in the chandelier. Snare taps 1, an oath on the skin. Upright bass counts everywhere I've been. Men line up like shadows in a pew, hats in their hands like something they knew. Tonight we tie in a different church, where loyalty pays and the faithful purse. They say allegiance is a velvet chain, looks like gold, tight like rain. You wear it proud till it bites your throat. You kiss the ring while you sign the note. The room knows names that the city won't speak, with strong men near to keep the weak. A look from me says clock's too slow. A lift of my glass says yes or no. I didn't climb shouting on a borrowed stair. I moved like smoke and made men care. I kept my rage folded out thin, saved it for days when the odds won't spin. But every covenant carries a fee, the part of you you can't set free. I ask for loyalty, nothing less, and pay it back in carefulness. Count to 4, keep the blade unseen, let the hush stay sharp and clean. If a promise has weight, let the bones agree. Every yes costs part of me. This is the price of obedience, gold on the wrist, ghost in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my man with a steady hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. The soldier steps forward, jaw tight, eyes like a bridge between wrong and right. Says, boss, I stood where you told me stand, held my breath, did not raise hands. But my brother fell when I spared a fool. Mercy was warm, the world was cruel. I answered slow, you did what's mine. Obedience first, revenge in line. Your grief is a ledger I sign tonight. You'll have your due when the time turns right. He nods like a bell that refuses to ring. We both swallow iron and call it a thing. I've learned that guidance is a narrow street, where every mile rubs faith on your feet. You carry the men or you let them drown. Either way, the weight is a crown. Count to 4 while the organ moans, let the snare write truth on bones. If duty aches like a winter bloom, hold one breath for the silent room. This is the price of obedience, gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vent. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my men with a steady hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. There's a scripture etched on the back room door: take orders clean or don't take more. A choir of jackets hangs and waits, elbows polished by a patient face. She slips from the shadow with chapel light, smells like the truth in a perfect disguise. Says, tell me, king, what your crown can't hide. I say, the cost of the faith on my side. Every knot I give is a cut I keep. I send men walking and I lose my sleep. I trade my tenderness coin by coin, make a rosary out of what I join. She touches my cuff like a chalice rim. Here's the hymn I won't let brim. Is power or mercy, she asks the throne. It is if the guilty walk home alone. Horn sighs low like a priest grown tired, snare brushes ash from a night rewired. Count to 4, let the verdict land, steel in the throat, silk in the hand. If love and duty must collide, let duty walk and love abide. This is the price of obedience, gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my men with a steady hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. Bring me the vow that outlives fear, bring me the hour I can't engineer. Bring me the name I couldn't save, I'll carve it soft on the night I gave. Bring me the rage I locked in oak, I'll let it breeze but not to smoke. If justice walks with measured shoes, let fate remove the nails it used. And if my law must break my heart, spare the men, I'll pay the part. Kneel to the tempo, rise to the tune, sins are heavier before the noon. Obey the line, but mind the cost, the faithful man is never lost. This is the price of obedience, gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you. When the bill comes due, when the night turns blue, I bless my men with a steady hand, hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky, pay with silence and never ask why. Let's crawl foreverly, man, stay true. Let's shout on the bay to the dome blaze do. Where did them brains, where did them bowl? I keep the leisure, name and bowl. Logan bins down to running way. Words line just know the crimson blow. Snitches twin.
Street holds his breath like a locked safe door. Rain scrubs footprints off the floor. Neon forget the names it spelled. Windows keep the secrets they were told to well. Boots slam soft, heartbeat slow. I pass through the night like I already know. If justice came, it came without poise. No witness, no echo, no noise. learned to move like a rumor behaves. There for a second, then nothing but waves. A hand on a knob, not a fist on a gate. I buy my time and I sell men fate. Knuckles stay clean in a city of chalk. I ride in step, not in talk. Shadows salute when the orders need. Law arrange on a silent street. There's a size to mercy, a price to prove, a way to fix leaks in a weathered roof. You plant like rain, you hit like dust, leave nothing but the scent of trust. No one sees the math I use, just exits opening where I choose. If thunder has to be employed, I send it home. No witness, no noise. Count to 4 with a borrowed breath. Fold your rage, let it rest. If truth must walk, let truth avoid the crowded steps of a noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowned, just noise. I sign with a nod, a race with a choice, the city learns. No witness, no noise. The door swings once, the hinge says less. A coat collects the dust it lets. Two men argue on a sheet of glass. By morning the argument doesn't pass. Not death, not fire, just the end of a thread. And not undone where fear once bled. I don't chase blood, I chase the source. Turn rivers by an inch of force. This isn't vengeance, it's maintenance paid. The difference between a cut and a blade. A saint would pray, a coward flees. I count to 4 and set men free from the debt they earn, the lies they deploy. I cancel the volume. No witness, no noise. Breathe in, let the floorboards hold. Let brass keep quiet, the snare grow old. If guilt is heavy, I'll make it a poise, balanced by absence of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, a race with a choice, the city learns. No witness, no noise. She meets me under a sleeping sign. Eyes like a ledger, crossing a line. Tell me, she whispers, what silence buys. Tomorrow I answer without alibis. She touches my sleeve like a lie I kept. Finds only patience, finally wept. I show her a map where streets turn thin. Paths I've cleared for boys to begin. She says, does mercy leave a stain? I say, not if you teach it rain. I don't stack bodies, I empty the room. I lay down
No witness, no noise. Hold the breath, let the hour decide. Stand where the lesser kings divide. If power's real, it never employs the brittle crutch of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns. No witness, no noise. Bring me the locks that break without sound. Bring me the dead that never was found. Bring me the blade that cuts like air, leaves no tear and leaves no tear. Bring me the rumor with missing feet. Watch it fail to cross this street. If justice must sing, let it hum instead. A single note in a careful head. I turn the key where the night employs a simple rule. No witness, no no. Walk, don't swear. Fix, don't flare. Count to 4. Close the door. Arrival's grand, left fingerprints thin.
Bar's been closed an hour, but the ghosts keep time. Neon hums a half-remembered rhyme. I flip my lighter like a priest flips pages. Smoke writes songs that forgive old wages. Chair knows my weight, glass knows my hand. Night knows every name I used to stand. If I talk, it's to the ash and the ceiling stain. A quiet chord where I plead my pain. I wasn't born mean, I learned the math. What you keep, you count, what you love, you have. A boy with pockets full of dark yard wind. A mother who passed truth thinner than skin. My father spoke little, taught me the stare. How to hold a room like it borrows your air. First deal I cut, the knife was time. I paid in patience, collected in rhyme. I gave the city something it could owe. Shelter in winter, a place to grow. But charity's a mirror that steals your face, and power is a choir you must conduct with grace. The ledger grew thicker than the church's book. Every favor a hook, every handshake a look. I kept the streets humming like a bass line vow. Never raised a gun, didn't need it somehow. But mercy wears thin when the crowd needs proof. You start adding thunder to a weathered roof. Tonight I count shadows like I count sins. Every loss a lesson, every bruise a hymn. Breathe slow, let the guilt ride low. Turn the snare to snow. If a man must break, let him break in two. The one he was and the one he grew. This is my black cigar confession. Smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever hurt what I meant to hold, no, I paid full price in cold. I don't ask heaven for intercession. I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. There was a girl with eyes like a courtroom dawn. She saw the man I wore and what was gone. Said, love's not leather, it doesn't fit tight. I said, love is weather, I forecast night. We danced on a floor made of unspent tears. Stepped over rumors
like discarded gears. I gave her my watch, she gave me her vow. Time kept moving, we never learned how. A brother in arms took the wrong left turn, chased the quick fire, forgot the slow burn. I told him you can live on a louder street, but quiet collects what loud can't keep. He didn't listen, I buried my pride, left a rose on a coat that couldn't decide. I pay my respects with a folded bill to the choir of names that won't sit still. And every night the trumpet asks for rain, I pour whiskey till the past goes sane. Still under the brass and the bar's dim mirror, I see a boy who wanted to be nearer. Breathe slow, let the truth unspool, turn the mirror cruel. If a king must kneel, let him kneel to time. If forgives in prose, condemns in rhyme. This is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever chose war over reach, no, I learned the cost I preach. I don't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they breathe. The city thinks I sleep with a crown on, but crowns are chairs you sit on alone. I own nothing that can't leave by dawn. Even loyalty walks home on its own. I've forgiven once where twice would kill. I've held my fire the way saints hold will. I've dressed my anger in a dark silk coat, then left it in check room without the note. Man, call me boss like the word is safe. They don't see the ledger under my faith. Every deal is a door that takes your name. You leave lighter, but you're never the same. I bought quiet at a price too steep to tuck the city's heart in sleep. On Sundays I pay the brass to play slow, let the horns confess what I won't show. If God is counting, He counts the rest. The measure's where I hid my test. Breathe slow, let the past sit down. Take off your borrowed crown. If a sin must speak, let it speak in tune. A D minor hymn to a ballroom moon. This is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever turn kindness, then no, I thickened it later under skin. I don't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. Yeah, this is my black cigar confession, smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever broke what I swore to keep, no, I lay awake while the city sleep. I won't ask heaven for intercession, I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. And when dawn asks who I've been, I'll answer, the man who learned to begin. Light a shed, night exhale, rain walks home along the rails. I leave the key where the bar was, till the mortar barn will close. The car was a home, but it ain't been nine or sloth thing. My word, sit it down, go, says sleep takes possession. I leave with spoke and a clean expression. shut soars like a verdict done. Dust glows gold where the low lights run. No clock ticks, no brass too loud. He's breathing bass beneath the shroud. Whiskey hums rules no tongue can name, and silence wears a tailored frame. One nod, one glance, the whole room bends. Power begins where volume ends. Men chase thunder till they lose their feet, but quiet crowns never taste defeat. I build my throne with folded noise, train my hands to handle poise. Every sigh's a contract sign, every stare a boundary line. They speak in a rush, I move in wait. Patience, my slowest state. The map on the wall bleeds in shade, every block a promise paid. I rule by pulse, by pace, by tune, by the rhythm of the silent room. Count to 4 before you speak. Let your breath dress iron sleek. Truth is a blade that hides its blue. That's the first law of the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness comes where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. If thunder's needed, set it soon. Buy your peace from the hush of the room. Rule 1, don't trade time for pride. Keep patience sharp, wear it inside. Rule 2, forgive once, not twice. Mercy cheap is mercy's vice. Rule 3, never speak to fill the space. Let silence show your face. Rule 4, if rage must not feed it, calm changes. Rule 5, loyalty sings best unheard. Sat across, smoke in her hair, eyes like riddles that knew I'd stare. Tell me, boss, what buys your calm? Time, I said in a steady palm. She smiled, a spark that begged for flame. I smiled back, but kept the aim. Do your laws forgive? She sighed. Once I said and never lied. As fell slow, verdict divine. Silence spoke, the world aligned. Breathe in, fold the floor. Let the snare hum what truth swore. If words can kill, then peace can groom. That's the creed of the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. Bring me oaths that don't need sound. Bring me grace that walks unbound. Let brass sigh slow like a sinner's tune. Let the strings confess to the moon. If power must breathe it should breathe a light, cool and constant through the night. You don't win wars, you let them fade. That's how a dynasty's made. Patience counts coins, no bank can wait. Collects respect, the loud repay. Silence ain't empty, it's earned. Every pause is something learned. A boy once came with a light of mend, voice too quick, knees that bend. Boss, he said, I talk too proud. I said, then learn to speak out loud. Only when your heart's in tune, else you pay with ruin soon. He nodded slow, his fear went thin, and left a man instead of sin. The woman smiled, glass half low. Your peace, she said, still bleeds control. I said control's not cold, it's kind. It saves what chaos leaves behind. We share the quiet like a prayer. Each sip a lesson, stripped and bare. Count to 4, don't break the chain. Let rhythm wash away the pain. If thunder's proud, then quiet's groom. Bow your head to the silent room. These are the laws of the silent room. No shout, no glare, no borrowed boom. Stillness cuts where anger fumes, and kings are crowned in the silent room. If thunder's needed, sell it soon. Buy your peace from the hush of the room. Rain keeps score on the blacked out glass. Street hums low like a wounded brass. Ice taps twice in a heavy hand. Lighter blinks, tiny funeral band. The office smells of leather and rain, contract smoke and a patient pain. I tell the room, be honest or leave. It answers back with a silent sleep. The city fits inside a quiet cell. Decisions drown on the whiskey's lip. My name rides low in a neighborhood hymn. Good men nod, bad men swim. A ledger sleeps on the edge of dawn, open like a throat that won't stay on. I bought my peace with a steady gait, but war keeps keys to every gate. I keep a picture of the dachshund frame, where boys learn patience and men learn blame. I carry mercy like a folded knife, meant to save breath, not take a life. Count to 4 and dim the roar. Let the bass confess the floor. If pride walks in, make pride sit down. If grief gets loud, let grief wear a crown. This is where whiskey meet war, a quiet room, a loud made halo in the air. He said I did it like you said, took fear alive, left pride for dead. But even clean jobs muddy your soul, even right cuts take a toll. I told him walk, don't look behind, we pay the bill in a different kind. He left a silence on my desk, cigarette ended like a small protest. Window shook with a passing train, I felt the city hide its pain. The trumpet down the block cried thin, I poured the night and let it in. Hold your breath, the verdict moans, let the snare ride long bones. If rage is loud, make rage grow sore, teach it to whisper on the floor. This is where whiskey meets war, a quiet room, a louder score. I drink what's left of yesterday's men, then sign the fate of midnight again. No flags, no drums, no open door, just me, a glass, and the weight I swore. If peace is truth I can't ignore, I'll taste it here, where whiskey meets war. She came with rain folded in her sleeves, eyes like harbor lights on thieves. Tell me, she said, what glory buys when it leaves a bruise between your eyes. Set the glass down like a bell, said glory's a story the loud ones sell. I buy the quiet, I sell the calm, I pay with pieces of my palm. She touched the ledger, felt the blame, read the weight under every name. Could you have loved without the throne? Only if the night could stand alone. We shared a smoke like a borrowed hymn, watched the halo over brim. She didn't cry, she didn't plead, she named the cost and let it bleed. Count to 4, let thunder pass, watch the glass, forgive the glass. If truth comes barefoot, lock the door, make it warm on the office floor. This is where whiskey meets war, a quiet room, a louder score. I drink what's left of yesterday's men, then sign the fate of midnight again. No flags, no drum, no open door, just me, a glass, and the weight I swore. If peace is truth I can't ignore, I'll taste it here, where whiskey meets war. Bring me the names I couldn't live, bring me the hours I called a gift, bring me the fists I taught to sleep, bring me the vows I couldn't keep. Let the bottle slide a sermon slow, let the rain translate what I won't show. If justice limps, I'll walk beside, if mercy shakes, I'll let it ride. I've turned my anger into steam, let it fade across the beam. I've paid for silence, coin by coin, built a church, the tired join. No parade, no crimson door, just a pen that knows the score. Count to 4, sign once more, let the hush conduct the war. A phone blinks red like a wounded eye, news from streets that never lie. Two rivals drown in their own scheme, a third got wise to the family dream. I could flood the night with guns and proof, or fix the